VBN, The Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles, great professional wrestling video blogs, great sports video blogs, great MBTA video blogs, great top 10 list of everything and anything, and a whole lot more. Collection of my work goes back to June of 2014 on various social media websites, RVBN, the only video blog on the internet that matters. Time now is 7:03 in the evening, Billerica, Massachusetts. It's about 65 degrees out. The sun's shining. The sun will be going down in a half hour or so. And tomorrow's going to be another nice spring day, but Tuesday and Wednesday, washouts. Some news to report on the RVBN Newswire. Boston Red Sox beat Baltimore Orioles by a score of 6-2 to avoid a 3-game sweep. And they have off tomorrow. Then they play their arch rivals, the New York Yankees, for 3 games at Fenway Park. The Ottawa Senators beat the Boston Bruins by a score of 3-2 today in overtime. The Bruins season is over in 6 games, so it was a great Bruins season. Tomorrow, look back at the Bruins season in review for one of my video blogs. The Cleveland Cavaliers swept the Indiana Pacers away in the playoffs, and the Houston Rockets beat Oklahoma City Thunder. They're up 3-1 in their series. And former Fox News Channel host Bill O'Reilly's starting his own podcast this Monday. So that's about it on news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a flash with my second and final video blog subject of the night for Sunday, April 23rd, 2017. The WWE House Show Card Review from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, on June 25th, 1988. But first, these messages. Tomorrow on RVB and 3 more video blogs for your entertainment. First video blog will be about NBC Sports Radio. Second video blog of the day will be about 2016-2017 Bruins season in review. And the third and final video blog subject of the night will be about the WWE House Show Card from Madison Square Garden from July 25th, 1988. More great video blogs on the way, so stay tuned. I'm back. My third and final video blog subject of the night is my second and final video blog subject of the night is about the WWE House Show Card results from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, on June 25th, 1988. This house show was main evented by Randy Macho Man Savage, Digit, facing off against the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase in a steel cage match for the WWE World Championship, plus other exciting matches. It was on the MSG network, called by Roger Kent and superstar Billy Graham. The first match was Cowboy Scott Casey, facing off against the Big Boss Man, who was making his Madison Square Garden debut. This was a squash match. The Big Boss Man beat Scott Casey in about 9 minutes with the sidewalk slam, and then he handcuffs Scott Casey to the ring post and hits him with a belly club. The next match was the Conquistadors, masked preliminary wrestlers, who were Jose Luis Rivera and Jose Estrada under the hoods, facing off against Jacques and Raymond, the Rougeau brothers, who was in a mistress of a heel turn. And the Rougeau brothers denounced their Canadian citizenship and said they were going to the United States. And they settled in Memphis, Tennessee. And this was about an 11-minute match. It was a competitive match by the Conquistadors, but in the end, Raymond Rougeau pinned one of them after the Rougeau bomb off the top rope. The next match was Dangerous Danny Davis facing off against the Rock Don Morocco, and this match was a decent match. When the Rock Don Morocco was going for the tombstone on Dangerous Danny Davis, Greg the Hammer Valentine interfered and he attacked Morocco right in front of the referee, and they disqualified Danny Davis. Morocco won, and then afterwards he chased him out of the ring. Then Greg Valentine got into a shouting match with Superstar Billy Graham, and he pushed Superstar Billy Graham and kicked him in the leg. The next match was the 8th Wonder of the World, Andre the Giant, with Bobby the Brain Heenan facing off against Bam Bam Bigelow. And this match was, a bad match because Andre the Giant was very limited mobility. In the end, he pinned Bam Bam Bigelow with a big boot and a splash. Afterwards, Andre the Giant was continuing to beat up Bam Bam Bigelow, choking him with his strap. But then, Hacksaw Jim Duggan comes in and saves Bam Bam Bigelow from a major beating. The next match was George the Animal Steel facing off against Greg the Hammer Valentine with a special stipulation, an old disqualification match. That means weapons were legal in this match. Steel chairs and like brass knuckles, you named it. But this was a stalling match, comedy match. Ending had George Steele chased Greg the Hammer Valentine outside the ring because he stole George Steele's mind doll. And George Steele chased the Hammer with a steel chair, and the referee counts the Hammer out, and George Steele wins by a count out in an old disqualification match. That does not make sense. The next match was Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who recently turned face, facing off against Bad News Brown. And this was another decent match. Ending had Bad News Brown give Jim the Anvil Neidhart the ghetto blaster outside the ring, and Bad News goes back in the ring before the count of 10, and he wins it via countout. The next match was the one-man gang facing off against Hacksaw Jim Duggan. USA! 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 And this was a power match, very back and forth. One-man gang missed the splash, and then Hacksaw Jim Duggan does a clothesline to the one-man gang and pins him 1, 2, 3. The next match was a weasel suit match. It was Bobby the Brain Heenan facing off against the Ultimate Warrior. If Bobby the Brain Heenan lost this match, he would be put in a weasel suit. And it was a 5-minute match. Bobby the Brain Heenan got little offense. The Warrior put Heenan in the sleeper hold. And the referee did 1 and 2. And after the 3rd time, Bobby Heenan's arms dropped. He called for the bell. The Ultimate Warrior put Bobby the Brain Heenan to sleep, and then he put him in a weasel suit, barely unconscious. And when Bobby the Brain Heenan got up, he was being laughed at, and he tripped over because he wore a weasel suit. And the main event for this evening's festivities was for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. It was a challenger, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, with his bodyguard Virgil, facing off against Randy Macho Man Savage, with Miss Elizabeth, the current WWE champion at this point. And it was held in a 15-foot high steel cage. This was their 3rd and final match at Madison Square Garden, and it was kind of like an old school type of program that Savage and DiBiase did, having like a 3-match series where the challenger would win the first time by a count out or disqualification. The second time, the champion would win by disqualification or count out, and then they have the gimmick match to blow the feud off. That's what they did for years with Bruno and Pedro and Bob Backlund and Hulk Hogan. And this was no different. And this was one of the best cage matches at Madison Square Garden of all time. Back and forth action. Andy had both Ted DiBiase and Randy Savage try to climb the cage at the same time. Virgil was climbing the cage from the outside, but Savage bumps both $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase and bodyguard Virgil's faces together at the steel cage. Both of them, get knocked down, and Macho Man Randy Savage climbs out of the cage, and he wins it, and he retains the WWE Championship. And this Madison Square Garden house show card is another solid B, in my humble opinion. Be back tomorrow with 3 more video blogs. And before I go, keep calm, everybody. And I'm a Julia Betting guy. Molly was blonde. WCZO accent. Nice legs. Elizabeth Atso. So stunning. She's the best. Amy Sweezy's awesome. Amy London Church of WPIX Channel 11 New York. Such a rocking cougar. Got the best legs in New York City, bar none. Bobby Gibbs of ABC 11. Sweet Southern accent. Best legs in Raleigh, North Carolina. Wen Claire of WHDH Channel 7 Boston. Has the best legs in Boston. And in the words of Deep Towel last week, no bus. Bye now.